So, let's review the first map, Busan, and in this map, Dallas beat Shock. Basically they like it was hard fought first round, but Dallas won. But second round, like Fuel just stomped them on against the brawl. Shock stuck on the brawl for the whole round, but they just kept getting rolled. It was mortifying for any Shock fan to see. So anyways, Mecha Base, let's take a look at the comps. As you can see, Field, they have no hit scan, so they're gonna run Sparkle on the Sim, and Doha on the Mei, so the Sim Mei, and Shock are gonna run basically standard Brawl. And let's see how this goes. So Shock probably know that they don't have a hit scan, so obviously they do. I don't think their scouting department is bad. So they're gonna look to take this more open position, try to force them into a poke battle in which the Kree and Mei will win over the Sim Mei. Even though Sim can do quite a bit of damage with her right clicks. So they're probably gonna go here first, try to get a poke advantage, and then look to engage on maybe on point, for example. But I feel in order to win this fight, they're gonna need to find a solution with their Sim to close the distance and make the Kree less of a threat, because Kree is range damage. Sim is only useful in if A, she's able to fight in close range and build up her ramp up her damage, and B, can set up turrets on maybe point, for example, but in this case isn't really good. But yeah, Sim can't really use her kit until maybe on defense. She can't use her kit fully until on defense, or she has set up or the Field set up a fight that's good for her. So right here they're just poking, and they're gonna go rotate, and Field are gonna go rotate. They want to close the distance, obviously, and they get walled off, but they're placing the teleporter behind. And what's going to be the use of this teleporter? So number one would be to either close distance, but the second use of the teleporter would be to get players behind the Shock, and they're gonna try to pincer them from both sides. And even though this is Brawl, this is risky because you don't really have range heals, still pincering can be good even in Brawl, because attacking from multiple angles in general. I mean, it can be good in Brawl because Brawl isn't really good at defending from that as well. So they're gonna look to put it gets blocked by the wall, but Nero gets a wall. It isn't that good. Doha gets a much better wall, which should force out resources from Shock. And they decide to push this. So they decide to drop to point. Let's take a look at this again. This entire fight. Oh, they got booped. So a good boop by FD God. So Super and Choyobin, they dropped to point as well. I mean, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. They still have at least Striker and Violet set up on high ground. Not sure why Violet drops from high ground. Why not just stay here? They don't have any really long range threat anyway. So I'm not sure why so many players dropped from high ground. Only Striker's on high ground now. But the problem is that like Striker enough is alone to like Striker alone is enough to like kind of do damage to Shock. So right here, as you can see, like Striker has an angle on high ground, and along with like the core of Shock, and like someone's gonna have to clear Striker. Maybe Hanbin can. Like Hanbin, I think. Where's Hanbin? Does Hanbin get demeched or something? I don't know. Someone needs to deal with Striker. Or else like he'll just carry. So they trade tanks. Hanbin does deal with Striker. Oh, Fuel do get the first window, but like they don't have the best comp to really use these poke ults. And they get first cap. So right here they lost like the Fearless, so it's gonna be Hanbin like squanders a lot of HP trying to clear Striker. Not necessary, but unfortunate. Let's see if so like Shock is just gonna look to reset, but without like Fearless, Fuel can't push these. Fuel can't really push like Striker FD Gone Violent. So they have a window here as well. They got the first window. It makes space on point. Okay, not the best window, but I'll take it. And like I kind of expected Fuel to like you know, take positions like maybe in here, like take positions just in this like little even then the Mei wall. Like there isn't like, I think Fearless is Fearless gonna come back first? Yeah, like Fearless like will probably come back first. Why? Because Super will probably have to push from high ground, but like Fearless is gonna come here, and if they stay here, then there's no Super to really push any Mei wall here. So I was expecting them to either like like play under like this, like here, or play under this high ground. But I'm not sure like about playing here in particular. I'm not like Violet gets a window and they just get poked out. Like I'm not sure why they didn't play under. I mean, playing here is gonna be risky because of Mei wall, but there's not a lot of drawback to playing that here. So like Shock to get the cap out of like Fuel like positioning poorly, and like Shock getting a poke ult in window. Okay, so like they teleport behind them, which is good because like they bypass the choke. And like once they bypass the choke, they can now like send Shock into chaos, and like, you know, their backline kind of becomes their front line for a bit, unless like, you know, Shock move, like maybe they kite back this way so that like Super, the backline can at least have some cover. I'm not like let's see how Shock handle this. So like, oh, shatter from behind, and they kind of trade backline, so to speak. So like the only problem is that like Super's going to be able to go into the backline as well. So like who's going to win this backline trade is going to so Super pins Sparkle, gets a kill on Sparkle, which is unfortunate because like the Shatter won them this, honestly. This Mei ult wasn't necessary, but the Shatter like won them like this fight because like Sparkle, if he doesn't get like high energy, then like they lose like their main source of damage. So like Shock are just gonna like out brawl them with Striker's more consistent damage. And they popped a Mei ult. I think it's an overcommit. Like, I know like Fuel have their own Mei ult, but like without like Sparkle, they can't really do much with it, especially 4v6. And without the mail, like that was just a waste. Like, you could have thrown the mail like in the teleport location, maybe, and like, you know, you could have had an easy fight win with maybe like a like bomb and plus bomb blizzard, yeah. So oh, what happened here? Oh, so they're doing a fake rotate. Oh, so yeah, Fuel are doing a fake rotation. They're gonna have Hanbin come out first to because like he also has bomb, like he's gonna try to bait out the Mei wall. And like they chase Hanbin, and then like they eventually break mid. Like they don't have like only problem with this plan is just that like Hanbin's gonna be stuck for quite a bit. They have no like Sparkle's gonna have to like Sparkle is like low energy, energy with Sim. I'll just call it energy. So like they can't really break like mid like really fast, especially when they only have 5 instead of like 6. So I mean, like, you know, generally if you're gonna break mid, you're like 5, anyways, 5 or less. So they break mid. Like Hanbin's probably gonna bomb here just to save himself. So they actually spend a bomb here almost to like bait out the Mei wall. They eventually break through, and yeah, Hanbin just like throws the bomb like here. I don't know, maybe like if did Hanbin have fly? I was expecting him to like, you know, maybe throw like... Oh, he got frozen. I was expecting him to like throw it behind him, but in this case, like, yeah, that's the best you can get. So FD God is taking an extremely like split off angle. Nero is also taking an extremely split off angle. They're so like Shock, that they're trying to like surround Fuel like right here. It could work, but the problem is that they could just escape it with Sim. They can just escape it with Sim, and then like not only do you escape like, you know, yeah, Shock's like kill box here, but also like you can easily isolate, like now that the Doha use Mei wall. Like you can easily the Doha use Mei wall, but still you can easily still like isolate like one of Shock's players and like them playing the split. I don't like this, like especially if you expect like the Sim TP, because like you want to take angles after they use Sim TP. Otherwise you can just use it and then escape from like your kill box and then exploit the fact that you're really damn split. So like right here, they at least do kite back, yeah. Oh, Super gets frozen for some reason. I'm not sure why. Oh, no shield. So they used 3 ults. FD God had beat. That beat was... Oh, actually, yeah, that beat was cancelled. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, that beat was cancelled. Great shatter from Fearless. So, and yeah, like that's fight. So what could have Shock done here differently? So firstly, instead of like, you know, instead of staying here, like I just kite back, honestly. Like I wouldn't stay in like this area, especially as I would like kite back like sooner than this. I'd kite to like maybe here, and then like you can use like Striker's Superior Poke to like you know, take angles around this and like, you know, bait out the Sim TP in a worse position, because like if they just stay here, like the Sim TP is just gonna get behind them, and then like they're gonna be forced to brawl with Fuel, who's gonna have high energy Sparkle now, because I think Sparkle farmed a lot. Like Like right now, this is really dangerous for Shock now. So like they're not acknowledging like their superior poke enough. Like they're not using like the superior poke damage enough. They're just letting feel like, you know, take their perfect fight. Like I know they're taking angles here, but and like there is a potential of maybe destroying the Sim TP, but honestly Sim TP is not only really hard to destroy, like especially if everyone like takes it immediately, but like also like they just hold here and then like the Sim TP just makes it so that they just force the brawl onto like Shock, in which case they win. They have ults as well. And good shatter from Fearless, but yeah, Shock just didn't kite back it well enough. Like, holding this choke is good, but like, once you use your Mei wall and you don't get much value from it, well, you forced out Hanbin's bomb, but once you force out like Mei wall, like, you're not like, holding this choke becomes less valuable, and like playing towards like your poke advantage becomes more valuable. So right here, like oh, so like Shock, they rotate right side and then good teleport just to like, you know, make sure that Shock just don't like break the choke easily. And what do they have? They have bombs, so they might throw the Diva bomb behind and then to like make space. So Choyobin like tries to bait out the Mei wall. Choyobin's behind them. And then yeah, they just go for Choyobin. And who has Diva bomb, so he'll be safe for a bit. And then like the space, at least this is good for Shock because at least it makes some space for them to like break out of the choke. They pop Sim, they pop wall, Symbol wall, which is which kind of splits Shock a bit. And so let's see how this fight goes. Choyobin almost dies. I'm worried about the Diva bomb though. Wait, how does Super get so low already?
Time to read my APM.
So they have. So this is a okay Mei wall, but like, yes, there's a Sim turret shooting. Get Immor forced out. Violet pops a window here. Not a fan of it because like there's still the Sim wall. Like can just like dance around the Sim wall to avoid like the window. Both Immors are forced out, but like I don't know. So currently, like look at how split like Shock are. Like they got out the choke, but Violet's like just trying to like, you know, Violet's like staying in here. I'm not sure why Violet didn't rotate. Like I mean, it creates another angle, but like this, like there's a Sim wall. But more importantly, like I'm seeing like what ults Shock have. I don't know. Like maybe Striker, like maybe like while Sparkle's like TP is still teleport, like charging. Oh, actually, this is kind of brilliant. Because like if Sparkle if a Striker tried to like high noon from here, which like Fuel normally would not have a good response to, then like boom, the microwave, and then they could possibly get like some poke. Like they could just kill like Striker before he get like while Hanbin's matrixing, before like he gets a good high noon. I was like thinking like whether like Shock could just use Striker on a high noon flank to like you know break this choke, but I'm not. But yeah. Now Super's like still really damn low. Honestly, like Jexy could just beat engage here and like rush like. Oh, so they beat engage and the Mei wall splits off Violet. Like, see, like this is why Shock just fucked up this fight so damn hard. And they just rush like Super, and then they just like rush the other side, and boom. So like they rotate here, trying to break the choke, but Violet gets split and Striker as well. And like they just good beat engage by Fuel though, and they used the beat engage to like you know negate the angle threat. Like they had angles on like Fuel's like Death Ball, which meant that Fuel could just like you know willy-nilly push like one side before like normally, because like you might like trade backlines for example, but I mean, like you might like go and then like you know your backline gets fucked by one of Shock's like angles on you, but like the beat engage just say like fuck it, fuck your angles, we're just gonna rush one side. Okay. That block though, oh my god. So again, I don't. But here's the thing: I don't like. Super like tends to throw these shatters. Well, like I'm honestly not sure like why he shattered here. Like even if he landed like I don't know. Even if he landed like Fearless Doha Sparkle, like I don't think it's gonna hit Fielder because the code actually it might. But there's a chance that Fielder might like just like dodge it with Exo Boots or some pens. But like even if he landed the shatter here, like I'm not like I mean they are in position to follow it, but like the problem with this shatter is just that like no, it's just so telegraphed. Like you normally shatter like mid to late fight. Like it's kind of like on a nade. You just don't throw it early fight. You look for opportunities mid to late fight when like shields have been depleted and stuff. But he just throws a shatter and it just gets blocked. And like so like Fielder try like windows this rotation. Striker tries to high noon. They just kite the high noon because like I don't know, maybe like this high noon does make space though, so not too bad. But Nero like uses how does Violet die? Oh, he gets shattered. Oh, that's just a dumb micro mistake. Like, without Violet, like, boom, you're dead. Like, you can't use, like, this Blizzard, like, makes quite a bit of space. Like, Shocker, with Violet right now, if they had Violet, Shocker honestly in a good position to win this fight. Why? Because, like, they're really split right now. They don't have the heroes to utilize these splits. Like, they have Sim, they don't have, like, Kree, for example. And more importantly, like, Striker's on an angle, good angle. And, like, yeah. And they just lose this fight. Now, Dallas R get really split from their opening ults, though. Making a lot of space for like Shock to just push like the isolated players, but without Violet, everyone just dies. Fielder dies like, but it doesn't matter. Violet died much earlier. Like if you lose your BAP in Brawl, it's GG's. Like unless you have like 5 ults, excluding BAP, but obviously, but like if you lose your BAP early, I mean, if you lose your BAP late, it doesn't really matter because like the fight's gonna end in like 2 seconds anyways. But like they just lose this fight off of like the Valet like being caught out. Like good shatter from Fearless. And that's Fearless like showed how to use shatter properly. Instead of throwing these shatters away like super and a lot of like I find a lot of like NA/EU Rhines like they tend to throw their shatters really randomly. Like shatter Korean Rhines on the other hand, like generally like I'd say NA/EU Rhines are better than Korean Rhines, but what I do like that Korean Rhines do, that NA/EU Rhines don't, is that they use shatter like opportunistically. They don't really use like they don't really shatter as an opening ult. They just look for opportunity for shatter before doing it. Like they don't just shatter, like try to read the enemy Rhine. It's not mind games. It's opportunities created by team fights or angles and how well your team sets up, which will force the enemy to like be a bit sloppy and then like usually shatter. Like you can see, Fearless recognized like Violet's split, and then like just looks for the shatter. I don't think he was trying to read super. I think he was just expecting Violet to like go veer right side to look for an angle, and then look. I mean, Fearless dies here, but it doesn't matter. Violet dying was honestly big. It was huge, and like. Yeah. They just clean up this fight so easily. Like, honestly, Fearless will... Honestly, shatter usage just, like, was one of the biggest differences here. Super threw his shatters. Fearless looked for opportunities to shatter before using it. So right here, Shock. I mean, a few are gonna run the run more of a divey comp with Fearless Winston, Sparkle, Doha, like Echo. They're gonna run like and they're gonna run like this comp just because like there's like more angles, like less close sight lines, a lot of high ground to use in this part of the map especially, and overlooking point as well. So this map's actually really good for like a Winston based comps. The sight lines aren't oppressively long that a ball comp would have an obvious advantage here. The sight lines aren't so short that like you're throwing if you're not playing Rhine. So right here, okay, I'm not sure what happened here. So right here, Fuel, like they put Fearless and Doha on the high ground, so they're staging, and like as you can see, like they have angle here, angles in like Hanbin here, and then they can just have threat of dropping from high ground for Fearless. So now Shock, I'm not sure why Shock just like run it down main. Like, if I were Shock, like, why do this? Like, Shock are just pushing to Fuel's kill box. Like, I don't know. Like, if I were Shock, I just like, once I see like that they're running like the Winston comp, I won't go under here. Instead, I look to like veer to the left, look to like maybe put some poke pressure on Doha and Fearless. And then, like, once the point unlocks, like, I try to attack their, like, the backline's rotation. Because the backline can't support a fight on point, they'll eventually have to drop to like, a more, like, open position just to, like, overlook point. And then, I clear some angles and I look to, like, force the point. And like, meanwhile, you'd be building ults off of, like, Fuel's, like, poke. Like especially Doha, and then like can look to like finish the fight with beat engage, for example, or you can look for someone who's out of position. But feel like they're really disciplined with their dive. So now, like as you can see, look they pushed so far in, they pushed so far deep that Striker's kind of split. Violet's okay, like in an okay position, but can still be cut off. And look, Fearless just drops from high ground and does a lot of damage. And like the whole oh, Fielder gets a huge nade. And like yeah, like look at all the angles that Feel have and how Shock are just pushing into the angles. So really good staging by Feel, but Shock just fucked this up. They get frozen, doesn't really matter. This Mei wall was something else. And look like Fearless just gets so much cleave damage and already almost 50% to like his primal. And this is basically impossible to win if you're to Shock. Like you push anywhere, you can't push anywhere without exposing your backline to like explosive burst damage. I'm not sure why FD gone. Oh my god! Look, it's Feel just collapse. Boom! Like everyone, when Fearless goes in, like the whole backline just goes in. Like there's like the type of dive like coordination that Feel have. When they engage, everyone does, even the backline. Like Fielder isn't scared. Like they just push in. They're not scared of fucking brawl. Like I know a lot of like teams, dive teams are scared of like brawl teams. They just send their monkey on a suicide mission. But like this is different. Like Feel like they just when Fearless goes in, everyone like stages. I mean like not stages. I mean like everyone is staged in like a good position to like go in. Well like. Feel have had some problems with staging though. Like sometimes they just push in and then their backline is like scrambling to follow up. Like at least they do, but like they're not in a good position. They tend to pursue kills like outside like their like kill box a lot, especially in previous maps. But I think like this map, like against the Shock, they kind of like resolved some of that. So right here, let's see where's Fielder. Fielder is like holding a really long sight line here. Jexay, why do they stick on Mei? I'm not that sure about the Mei pick anymore. Why not run something like Tracer, for example? Like Tracer, or I mean, to be fair, like you have your best Tracer who has to play hit scan. So I'm not even sure about that. Maybe even Reaper could be good not because like haha Reaper counters Winston. It's just because like Mei it's still better than Mei probably I think. Right here they Feel are holding like this choke and they're trying to pursue this kill box, like angles everywhere onto here. So like what can Shock do? Shock like they don't want to just push into like the kill box. They can either rotate left, in which case Feel will have to shift their kill box, and then like from their rotation like this way they could look to like pursue like anyone who like makes mistake here, or they could just push onto point, even though like this would just give away the high ground honestly, or like they could, or like one more thing is they could like try to they could try like maybe go like rotate to here, which is slightly better against these angles. Like you have this room to go into, it's harder to pinch or like have Sparkle go behind, and like even going in this room is scary. So don't go in this room and try to like poke out angles, like poke out like anyone who's outside Ana LOS. But Ana's like, but this is gonna be really hard for Shock to push into. Retakes against dive are fucking terrifying. Why? Because like defensive dive, like they can just set up their angles and there's nothing they can do. So right here Shock decide to push right, in which case they have the protection of this wall. Now like Feel are coming up close to Nano. They're coming up to close like so many ultimates. Like I'm not sure how you win this as Shock even. Like you Feel like use their ults right, like they're just gonna win this fight and there's nothing Shock can do. Like what do you go for? Like you can try to like smash Fearless, but he has Nano. You can try to smash like Hanbin, but he's Diva. You can try to smash like Doha, if you get like lucky headshot, but he's not as important to win condition as Fearless. So I'm not sure. Like if I was shocked, like I'd just take this dry fight honestly. So right here, like I would kind of prefer like these ults. Like I would kind of prefer like Field to use this ult a bit later. Wait until like Shock push out a bit further because like their backline can still just kite back. I'm not sure. Like I'm not sure where Sparkle is. Is Sparkle behind? I want Sparkle to be behind. I'm not sure why Sparkle isn't trying to stage behind. Why is no, Sparkle, no. So like Sparkle would be better if he like, you know, set up behind the Shock. Now, like, I'm not sure about this window though. Like, they're already in so close sight lines. You can just like beam, like smash through the window. You can just go through it, like, and the Winston shield is gonna cut off like the window. But like by the time the team fights, by the time this thing breaks, like team fights already gonna be over. Like Nano plus Copy like Ryan is just such a devastating combo when, especially combined with Fearless's Primal if he has to use it. And he does use Primal, probably a bit like you guys know, like Fearless like Doha like shatters. Now this ult is a bit less like, you know, this comp is a bit like less good on ults than Double Bubble because they don't have Zarya. Maybe like I delay the use of Primal a bit. I think Fearless used Primal a bit too soon. So like, I'm not sure why Striker's here. Striker's kind of out of position for some reason, and let's see, they're done. Oh my god, they're just not peeling this right as well. Like they have like. They're just all over the place. Like great, like even with the peel, like it's gonna be hard for Shock to win this, but so like I don't know what Shock are. Shock like they don't look like Shock anymore, at least for this map. So like right here, they know that they're kind of down on key ultimates. Like they have Rally. But they know they're gonna be down on key ultimates like Nano and Primal as well, like because Fearless like has like, you know, insane primals, so they're gonna play it like a bit more like they're not gonna hold directly to choke. They're gonna play for a more like, you know, conservative kill box just to maybe, you know, buy some time. And like they need to soften up the enemy anyways because like they have a lot of tools for like engaging. They need to soften up the enemy before they can just hard engage in. Now like Shock have so many ultimates, so I don't know. I want them to use it like aggressively. So now they decide to rotate right side again. Maybe if you are Shock though. I'm not sure, but maybe you try rotating to point maybe, and then like you might be able to force Fielder to drop, and then like you can use like beat engage and just like rush down the back line, for example. Like I'm not sure why they're so adamant on pushing this way into like Fields' like kill box. Like from here, like the problem is that like the backline's gonna be in a really secure position, so you can't even use your ultimates to like rush them down. So Striker pops a high noon here. I don't know. This probably just makes space. Probably just to make some space for. You get slapped. Good sleep. Good sleep. Like how does it? I don't know how like they let it get slapped, but good sleep by Fielder though. Like this high noon, like this High Noon will like force like Fuel to abandon their kill box, and then after this they could look to like, if this like High Noon succeeded, then like they force Fearless Hanbin maybe in the wrong direction, like maybe they go here instead. But like nonetheless, like even if they're here, like FD God can just try to like beat engage and run. You can run Jexay down. But the High Noon gets slept, and boom, that's your like space making ult. So like they don't have an opening ult anymore, so they can't really like, you know, barge out of this choke because they still have to clear out the angles. Oh. So they try to beat and they try to wall off Fearless, but Fearless just jumps out. So they use their beat engage on like Fearless who has leap. Like, I'm not sure. What was Striker? I think Striker's target priority is also wrong. He'd be like probably way more useful trying to like put heavy damage into Fearless, which would force him out, and then you can look to use that window of opportunity to like beat engage Jexay, for example, or even well, Hanbin, not Hanbin, he can still escape. Okay. Okay, so like Shock ought to know they have Diva Bomb, right? Oh, sorry, just give me a bit. Anyways, so I was saying, like a Shock, like they ought to know that like Fuel have beat, so they have to be really careful now about sorry, that was just my whiteboard feature. Anyways, Fuel, like Shock, they ought to know that like Hanbin has beat, so like they have to like use cover like really well in this fight, but still like so firstly, like Shock are doing a really poor job of clearing map control. I'm sorry, I always keep clicking this whiteboard button. So like Do has low, but nobody's pressuring him. Fearless is kind of in a secure position right now. But what is where's Striker? I mean, yes, right, they have been trying to at least poke them out. But that's good. And look, FD God just dies to Diva Bomb. Where's FD God positioning? No, next... This positioning is so piss poor. I don't know where to start. Like, why isn't FD God hugging like this area? Like they just need to play. They just need to play cover. And without FD God and like you don't have speed, so like now like Core's gonna like you don't. There's no way to like force kills on Jexay. They just pop their ults and they just there's no way to kite back as well. Oh, how? Wait, how do they... How does Jexay die, though? Oh, gets frozen by Nero. Spends a bit too much time there. Oh, wait, how did he die with his shield? Oh, I don't know, like, it wouldn't be safer to be inside Fearless's shield, anyways. I don't know why he didn't, like, you know, just raise the shield. You can't really run away from a Mei because she has range. Even with if there's no Lucio. Hanbin tries to does a good kind of Hanbin matrices like Nero's thing almost. Yeah, Nero dies though, but yeah, like even though you get Jexei, even if you get Jexei and Doha, like you don't clear the angles, so like they're still good. They still have like a credible threat. They still have Winston Tracer. They still have their key like you know like combo stuff like duos of players to like get picks. So it's not gonna matter. Like if they lose one more, like if Shock get one more pick, maybe they could try to go for if they kill Fearless, for example. But even then, I doubt it. Like they were really low. They had like little sustain. Ooh, and this is just a stagger fight, but anyways. Well, like it's baffling how Shock are playing this brain dead right now. Like remember they were like season 2 and 3 champions, but now they just make basic mistakes like pushing into Fuel's like map control, using ults, throwing ults in the trash bin. Like they just use ults so damn early. They don't set up their ults. Like they like, and these early ults are sometimes really good because like they can make space for you to like set up a good fight, but like you know clear angle, set up a good fight, but like they're using it just to like they're using it to try to clutch. For example, like Valid's putting window in front of like an anode monkey. That isn't gonna work. What else? Like Valid's windows have been atrocious. Valid like uses window like on mecha base to I don't know, try to create another angle, not knowing that there's still fucking sim wall in the way. And more importantly, like using that window is gonna leave you so split, especially if Jexei has like beat, like that's just an easy beat engage. And then you just die because like well, who cares if backline like is exposed if they have like 1200 HP. What else? What else would I say for Shock? Like Super hasn't really done a good job with the Rhine, like he just throws away his shatters. A bit sloppy on the rotations as well. What else? And also like Nero's Mei hasn't impressed at all. The walls have been pretty damn bad. Striker has kind of fed a bit. Didn't I'd say like probably the best. Choyobin was I didn't see anything too egregious. FD God though, like positioning is piss poor. I'm not sure. Like I'm not sure. Like they like Shock like they're a top team. Like I'm sure like you know they're still like really good like top tier despite their losses. But so like they're gonna be tracking like the alts. Like they're gonna be tracking that Hanbin has like Diva Bomb. But like, why then would you position just right in the open next to no natural cover, and like knowing that Hanbin is like Hanbin can just you know chuck the Diva Bomb into your backline and you just die because you have no cover. Like I'm not sure. Like they're like everyone on Shock here, they just played so sloppy. Anyways, yeah, that's just gonna be a short stream. So yeah.